Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Daily Debate. I'm Mohamed and tonight we'll be talking about AI, artificial intelligence, and its role in supporting the achievement of Egypt's sustainable development goals. Of course, in recent years, the Egyptian government, under the leadership of His Excellency President Al-Sisi, has embarked on a journey towards digitalization and automation of administrative and government procedures with a vision to enhance efficiency, transparency, and accessibility for its citizens. Egypt has placed a significant emphasis on harnessing the power of technology, particularly artificial intelligence, and this strategy shift towards digital transformation seeks to foster an environment that is conducive to innovation and to economic growth. And certainly AI in today's world helps economic prosperity goals and helps sustainable development goals. Tonight we have the pleasure of having with us here in the studio Engineer Mohamed Azzam, and he is a board member of the International Association of Management of Technology Experts. A very good evening to you, Dr. Azzam. Happy Ramadan, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Always a pleasure and honor being with you. Happy Ramadan to you and your family and all Egyptians.
Thank you, Engineer Azzam. A pleasure having you with us. Allow us first, and allow us, dear viewers, first to watch this report prepared by our team here in the Daily Debate, and then come back and start our discussion with our distinguished guests. Please stay with us.
When launching Egypt's national artificial intelligence strategy, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi stated that Egypt is keen to embrace the digital era as advancements in technology continue to evolve every day. These developments create promising opportunities for laying the foundation for a national economy that is based on the emerging technologies of the fourth industrial revolution, most notably artificial intelligence. Egypt has launched the National Artificial Intelligence Strategy, aiming to attain the country's sustainable development goals, play a key role in facilitating regional cooperation within the African and Arab regions, and establish Egypt as an active international player in artificial intelligence. In this regard, Egypt has formulated a comprehensive vision that includes the fundamentals related to transforming Egypt into a digital society where all technologies in almost all fields of life can be integrated. With Egypt's new republic going smart, artificial intelligence is seen by the political leadership as an engine of productivity and economic growth. It can increase the efficiency with which things are done and vastly improve the decision-making process. It can also spawn the creation of new products and services, markets and industries, thereby boosting consumer demand and generating new revenue streams. Egypt's new republic has a potential to improve its standing globally and direct artificial intelligence onto a path that benefits its economy and citizens. Today, artificial intelligence plays an increasingly important role in our lives and economy and is already having an impact on the world in many different ways. Applying artificial intelligence to various areas across the state can facilitate access to whatever required, overcome shortages, and reduce risks and costs. In line with this, the National Strategy for Artificial Intelligence was drafted under the slogan Artificial Intelligence for Development and Prosperity to espouse the development goals of the country, hinging on the deployment of technology to achieve Egypt's development goals.
Welcome back. Thank you very much, Abir Hussein, for this report back here in the studio with our dear guest, Engineer Mohamed Azzam, board member of the International Association of Management of Technology. Engineer Azzam, I like to always start by posing this question whenever I talk about artificial intelligence. Could you tell us, in your personal view, what is the simplest definition of AI?
AI, of course, is one of the inflection points that we'll witness in this today life. Actually, artificial intelligence is a part of or a sort of simulating the human intelligence for making process faster, for making process more accurate, for having the ability to dig into the data, because we have a large amount of data. Actually, a human being is producing like 120 zettabytes of data. 1 zettabyte is something like 1 billion, 1 trillion gigabytes. So we have a large amount
1 trillion giga.
1 trillion gigabyte, actually. And that's why we need to utilize this, the wealth of knowledge that human created over the last, I would say, 50 years. And of course, we were using computers, we were using technology to make things faster, and now we are using this technology to think faster, and with the ability of connecting all data together to analyze such data and having the interconnection between every single piece of data, would be able to find new applications. So AI is paving a way for a new era. Actually, we'll have a new era based on the artificial intelligence, and this is becoming on the top priority for all governments all over the world, and we are witnessing huge investment, actually more than 100 billion US dollar a year, and this kind of technology actually is progressing at 30x compared to other technologies.
30x?
Yes, and of course the size of investment is actually doubling every year. So it has huge economic and social impact on all aspects and all sectors, starting from...
And why is it a necessity in today's world? I mean, I've heard this phrase lots of time. It's not a luxury anymore to depend on AI. It's a must. It's a necessity.
Because you need to be competitive all the time. You need to have competitive nation, and by having actually, you need to have a competitive nation based on competitive industries. And one of the main vehicles to achieve competitiveness across all industries, across all sectors, is utilizing high tech all the time. And on the top of this high tech, this new tech, which is AI. Actually, AI has been used for many years. The first practical...
We used to depend on it while not realizing that we were, or before it was even named artificial intelligence, right?
Actually, the first practical artificial intelligent robot was introduced to the industry almost 60 years ago.
60?
Yes, in 6 years, yani, almost in 1960s. This was the first industrial application of AI. And by the evolution of technology, by evolution of the utilization of technology, by the evolution of other technologies supporting the artificial intelligence, was including next generation telecom system, cloud computing, cyber security, quantum computing, the evolution of electronics industry, having electronics available for every human being on the planet, and of course every single individual now has a computing power. You can almost 10,000 times the computing power of the machine that produced the nuclear bomb back in 1945.
Wow.
In this very small piece of machine.
That's scary. I mean, just listening to, don't you agree that many of the people around the globe get scared when they hear just AI, artificial intelligence? And let me just talk to you about some of the fears before we progress and talk about the necessity of using AI globally and Egypt's vision in that regard. For two things. First of all, because you feel that mankind is losing it. I mean, at one stage, things will go out of control. AI will, or computers or machines will dominate mankind itself. I mean, this is a fear. Another fear is when you depend so much on technology, your brain becomes lazy somehow. So talk to us about those two fears, and maybe there are others, I don't know. Because the morals the morals of AI? I don't know. The ethics of AI.
This is a very important question about the ethics of AI. Actually, mankind is always fearing about the utilization of technology. This has started actually back in late 1700 when we witnessed
the Industrial Revolution.
The first Industrial Revolution, when the technology converted the society from agriculture-based society to industrial-based society. And this
lots of jobs were lost.
And new jobs created, by the way, at the same time. It's, actually, technology is altering our job definitions all the time. For the fear of the machines will take over, I don't think so, actually, because
we've seen a lot of movies talk about that.
Actually, if you talk about the science fiction movies, I would say they are the anthropology for the future.
Right, and many of what we saw in science fiction movies decades ago happened. So now some of these movies are talking about, you know, mankind losing it and machines taking over.
Actually, we are doing jobs in the areas that the machine do not. All the time, actually. This started from the first Industrial Revolution, and it's happened again in the second Industrial Revolution, the third one, the fourth one, and what's coming after the fourth Industrial Revolution. So this is the nature of things. Technology is always disrupting the status quo. It's invented new business models, new jobs.
Jobs lost and jobs created.
Definitely, all the time. And also it creates new ventures or new ventures for new businesses that, of course, humankind always benefiting for such new business model, new business and open horizons for innovation that making our life easier. So it's all there, and the technology is progressing at very high speeds, and of course we need to cope with such pace, otherwise we'll be outdated. Once outdated, I think we don't have an opportunity to have a footprint.
The upcoming generations that are exposed so much to technology from their early years, isn't this threatening their I don't know how to say it, but you know, we will have different generations. We will have different people who are maybe don't have the social cohesion like our generations did, and maybe that would be lazy somehow because they depend so much on technology. Is that a reasonable fear?
This is happening all the time, actually, because the new generation are using the technology as an extension for their physical world. Actually, they are living in an extended world. It's not only limited to the physical world, but also includes the virtual world. So it's we have what's called extended reality now. So you cannot separate the physical world from the virtual world. They are all combined together, and they are very good at dealing with this because they are wired differently, I think, and they are capable to use the technology more efficiently, more effectively, and of course by using such technology in such an efficient manner, they are creating new business models, they are creating new use models, very innovative use models that surprise us all. So technology will be there, and we need to deal with it, and we need to maximize the benefit of such technologies while mitigating risks, of course.
So you are telling us basically, if I understood you correctly, and your words were somehow comforting, by the way, and reassuring, that, you know, there is not lots of reasons for you to fear anything. I mean, history is repeating itself, and what's happening today is nothing really new. I mean, it has happened before with every revolution that we've had, industrial, information technology, space, and so on.
Exactly, actually, and this is very right. That's why we need to utilize and harvest the benefit of such huge evolution in the technology with respect to AI, because AI is actually would add something like 15 trillion US dollars to the global economy by 2030.
Which stands at what now?
Actually,
because
15% of the global GDP will be added to the global economy.
In 1 year?
By 2030.
By 2030.
And of course, without having such technological progression embedded in every industrial business sector, you will be actually simply not competitive enough to deal with such a very competitive
AI is there in everything now, right?
every single thing.
Right. Right.
Starting from the defense industries up to the financial services, healthcare system, manufacturing, trade, agriculture, irrigation, just name it.
Sometimes you see it in sports as well. They take data to analyze, to try to improve the performance of certain athletes and stuff like that. It's everywhere.
Every single aspect in our life, we have AI embedded in the background. Simply we don't see it actually, but we are starting to see it in so many different applications. And of course, like the generative AI, when you're asking the computer anything and and the computer will answer you anything, and you will be able to do anything, including writing articles and painting.
Amazing.
Actually, it's there, and we need to deal with it because it's very useful. And we need to consider AI as our personal assistant, our new personal assistant that has unlimited capacity and capabilities.
Very nice way that you put it there, Dr. Azzam. So how do you view Egypt's efforts in this regard? The digital transformation, automation. The government obviously is very keen on investing in artificial intelligence and depending on it in the future, and it really believes in its role in achieving its development goals. How do you assess Egypt's efforts in the past few years under the leadership of His Excellency President Sisi?
Egypt has a clear strategy for AI. Which is very important because you cannot miss this wave actually of technological developments. The Egyptian strategy for AI is focusing on so many pillars, and it has so many directions. One of them, AI for development. So we are witnessing now AI for agriculture, AI for health. We've seen, personally, I've seen applications that were developed here in Egypt for helping farmers and regarding the agriculture extension, for example. And the other application for early detection of diabetes through scanning your eye. And of course, there are a lot of application in manufacturing domain, in agriculture domain, in healthcare domain that under progress nowadays. So one of thing is AI for development. Second thing is AI should focus on development without harming the jobs of humans, which is very important. It's becoming very ethical. That I need to develop AI, but without harming the opportunity for humans to have a work, unless in hazard situations, for search and rescue, for example, for mining applications, and so other harsh environments. Also, we are using AI or planning to use AI for helping the government to have a better service offering. Now we are transforming not from digital transformation, actually we are transforming from digital transformation to government tech. It's called GovTech, with embedding AI in your public services. Actually, if you are using Digital Egypt platform for having a service, for example, and you have a feedback, there is an AI actually analyzing your feedback and considering this to improve the service. You are using AI for analyzing this data and have a better forecast for the demands of citizens. You have AI for have a better planning for the services, especially in rural areas. You need also AI for helping you to get a better economic growth. to boost the competitiveness of your industries, which is very important. You cannot compete in such competitive environment without having competitive industries. So you cannot have a factory, for example, not utilizing the fourth industrial revolution aspects. You will be outdated, and the quality of your products or service will be not according to international standards, and wouldn't be able to compete unless you utilize technology in your production and in your product as well. And you are using AI for the betterment of citizens. You're having now a very specialized education tracks for studying AI, because this is very important to own this technology. And we've seen a lot of startups, Egyptian startups actually, they are excelling in this domain, and even they are outperforming so many of their peers all over the world. We've seen this so many times, and we have an Egyptian startup is considered one of the top 20 startups working in AI domain all over the world.
Very good.
So we have the brains actually, and this technology needs great brains, and we've seen a lot of investment coming to such startups. This would change actually the landscape of the investment here in Egypt, because now you are attracting high quality investment in startups that could be evaluated at billions and billions of dollars. So this is a new venue. Haven't seen that unless helping such startups to become very competitive and will become very attractive to investment society all over the world. And last year we were able to attract like almost 800 million US dollars in 179 startups. The year before it was, the number actually was only 80, and we were able to attract 500 million. So we are doubling the number of startups that attracting investment, and we're doubling the amount of investment coming to such a startup. So you are changing actually the landscape, and now we've seen a lot of R&D based universities coupled with entrepreneurship universities. We've seen this in the governmental universities, in the civil universities, in the private universities. So even the higher education ecosystem now is evolving to cope with such technological progression. So it has so many different aspects. Maybe not most of the people are seeing the whole picture, and
that's for sure. That's for sure.
Thank you. That's why. Thank you so much for shedding light on such important.
And there are a lot of challenges.
Definitely.
And I want to talk about some of these challenges. You've raised some very, very important points, Engineer Azzam, but allow us to watch another report on artificial intelligence and the future development strategy here in Egypt, and then come back and continue this very interesting discussion with our dear guests here in the studio. Please stay with us.
Artificial intelligence has the potential to address some of the biggest challenges today, innovate and accelerate progress towards SDG 4. Artificial intelligence has been progressing rapidly, showing no signs of slowing down. It encompasses almost everything. It can help automate and speed up processes within the society, such as increasing efficiency in the workplace, improving decision making. Additionally, artificial intelligence can help identify and solve several types of problems. Artificial intelligence can be extremely beneficial on all levels, as the artificial intelligence technology helps with the development and setup of many developmental programs. With artificial intelligence, it is possible to redesign and reform whole systems and techniques. Recent studies and indicators all point to the net positive effect that can be realized from adopting artificial intelligence to benefit substantially from opportunities it affords. To this end, Egypt keeps working on developing a national strategy for artificial intelligence, which aims to realize 2030 vision. On another level, the new republic's efforts to digitally transform Egypt's economy is taking a significant step forward with the national artificial intelligence strategy, aiming to create promising opportunities for laying the foundation for a national economy based on emerging technologies. The strategy focus is to indigenize the artificial intelligence industry and strengthen Egypt's leading role at the regional level. To that end, President Sisi always stresses the importance of promoting effective partnerships between the government and the private sector. The outcome of the strategy is to exploit artificial intelligence technologies to support Egypt's sustainable development goals. Additionally, Egypt's artificial intelligence strategy encourages funding artificial intelligence-powered startups, incubate them, offer incentives to companies to use, initiate national projects, and develop suitable infrastructure. Those functions would continue until Egypt occupies an advanced position worldwide in artificial intelligence.
هنا صدق حلمي وبدأ قالوا عني زمان موهوم بيضيع وقت لا يوم سلمت ولا استسلمت ووقعت وقمت